What's up, everybody? What it do? 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 All the guys went to go get like lunch or dinner or some shit. I'm not hungry, so I'm sitting here. Figure I'll do my Periscope vocal warm-ups. Pause on. Time to pack a bowl. Okay. Fair enough. Pack away. Yeah, I don't eat first thing in the, like, when I slept in today. I was up really late last night, and I got up at like 10 a.m. today, took a shower, and started getting ready for the day, and then I looked at the clock, and I was like, it's still fucking 10 a.m. I could just go back to sleep. And I thought, yeah, maybe I'll go sleep for another couple hours, get up by noon, but that didn't happen. Apparently I needed more sleep than that. What's going on, everybody? Space race. Space race. Space race. Space race. I think the thumbnail to tonight's episode is one of the best ever. If you haven't looked at it yet, you should go look at it. It's pretty fucking awesome. It's up there, man. Yeah, the subreddit, I think, did that one. At least that's where I saw it first. I don't know if they pulled it from Twitter or what, but I saw that last night as I was browsing through the subreddit, and I was like, oh, there's the thumbnail. Yeah, we have the best thumbnails, the finest anywhere in the world. Believe me, the best thumbnails. Always the best. Why does Scotty say TJ's name so much? I don't know, everybody kind of does it. It's an easy name to say. And it's used as, it's easy to use as punctuation. Scotty may do it like a little more than your average bear, but we all do it. Some of the Mercedes thumbnails are a bit better. Well, sure. I mean, it's hard to beat tits and ass. I have 1.4 million hearts. Cool. That's pretty neat. I still have no idea what the hearts do. Bowl. Bowl. My booger? Do I have a booger? Gross, dude. There was like a little bit of a booger there. Man. Thanks for the heads up. I want to be like you when I grow up. That's the mark of a good bong. Just, you gotta cycle it, man. You gotta feel the draw. You gotta cycle the bong a little bit and just find one that's good for you. I don't know. I mean, sturdiness is the first thing I look for in a bong. Nice thick glass. It's not gonna break immediately if it falls over on the carpet or some shit. I think that's probably the worst thing that you can do is buy a cheap ass fucking bong. You're more better than TJ. Okay. Bush or No Bush? Are we talking like the band from the 90s? Or like Bush, like Lady Bush? Build a wall or don't? I say build it. Um, why not? It'll be a huge public works project. It'll put a bunch of people to work. And then maybe after they're done with the wall, they can be kind of taken around the United States to redo the infrastructure in those places that need it as well. I'd say the first place that gets it is Detroit, because Detroit was the one what brought home the bacon for Donald. So I'd say Donald goes and fixes up Detroit, has that workforce, employs more people. It'll be huge. I'm telling you, if that's what he does. I'm not gonna pretend that he's doing some evil thing. If he dismantles the TPP and brings the car factories and manufacturing jobs home, I'm not gonna say that's a bad thing. So I don't know. Get a haircut, you stinky hippie. No. Go fuck yourself. Skip the wall and just fix the infrastructure. Sure. I mean, that would probably be better for me, but whatever. If he does build the wall, there are huge upsides to a giant public works project like that. Why is the Trans-Pacific Partnership bad? Because it allows companies in America, I mean, one of the reasons is that it allows companies in America to move manufacturing jobs out of America to foreign countries where they can pay workers pennies on the dollar and then import those goods back to the United States with very little penalty and sell them at a huge markup and make a ton of money. The problem is that encourages manufacturing jobs to leave the United States, which has a pretty high unemployment, needs the jobs, needs the infrastructure, needs the spending that comes with lots of employment for people. So that's why I'm against those trade partnerships that we have set up. NAFTA is the one that allows Mexico and Canada basically to import goods with little to no taxation or tariff, and the Trans-Pacific Partnership is the one that allows connects east to west. What up, Ashley? By Paul, it's free trade. Oh, okay, yeah, free trade. Pretty expensive for something that's free. How's the journey to long hair going? Well, here's today. Not going great. It's looking pretty fucked up. But it has been in a hat all day. It's getting longer. Like, it's starting to, it's all starting to come together. It's all starting to happen. Say another 4 or 5 months. It should be good. I know. Like I said, in 3 or 4 months, I think it'll look a lot better than it does now. But, whatever. I do like Doctor Strangelove, yes. You want drops brought back to America, you just be some huge racist. I guess so, huh? Because I want jobs, yeah. Because I want American companies to employ American workers to make American products. That makes me racist. How long has your hair been? I've had my hair about down to my shoulders before. That's about as long as my hair's ever been in my adult life. And that was many years ago when I still worked at Starbucks back in the day. But I'm going for it again. Get some long hair going. See how I like it. And if I hate it, then I'm gonna go have a sweet mohawk for a few days and see how I like that. How long does it take to grow? Well, I haven't had a haircut at this point, and probably coming up on 4 months, 5 months, something like that. So it's been a while. Would I shave my beard if I was paid? Sure. Like, depends on how much I'm getting paid. I wouldn't do it for like $100, but for like 10 grand, I'd shave it. Fat Moses, sure. No, you can't have any of my beard hairs, man. I need all of them. One of these beard hairs should fall, then the entire beard falls out. They depend on one another like a network. How much do I want? 10 grand, man. That's what I said. 10 G's, I'll shave this fucking beard off right now. I'll go get to work on it right fucking now. But anything under that, I like my beard. $1 grand for each hair. Sold. Sold. What would I do with 10 grand? It would help. It would just help enormously in getting me here to Washington from Texas. Which is, I'm doing that anyway, with or without the 10 grand, but sure, certainly 10 grand would basically cover all the expenses to get me here and help pay down some of the debt that I'm in. So I would love JonTron on DP. I bet when offered real money, you'd take less. Maybe. I mean, like if somebody had 5 grand in cash sitting in front of me and would like shave your beard, yeah, you're probably right. I might take 5 grand. Anything below that, I probably wouldn't take, you know, because I do like having the beard, and I've been growing this now for, it's been a long time. I've had this beard, so I do watch John. Yeah, I watch JonTron. I like JonTron. He's cool. He's funny. Am I getting a job in besides DP in Seattle? Maybe. We shall see. You would do pretty much anything for 5 grand? Cool. Good to know. File that away in my little piggy bank of knowledge. Should apply a green theory. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. See what happens. Maybe that would be a good little retirement plan, though. Sock away some money for a pot shop. Yeah. Little Seattle pot shop. Call it something like Zigo the Huts. Let's get a part-time job at Wendy's or something. I might. I don't know, dude. Look, I gotta get down here first. I can't get a job if I don't live here. So I gotta have an address and I gotta have a car down here to get back and forth. But yeah, dude, I'm not adverse to getting a second job while I'm doing DP down here to help make ends meet. Zigo's Palace, yeah. Yeah. You find Manson overrated? Okay. Do you want to be buried when you, I'm assuming when you die? No, I want to be cremated. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter, honestly. My wishes in life are that my body be cremated and the ashes dumped in the ocean. But what happens doesn't really matter to me. I won't be here to witness it and be offended by it. So, do you use your beard to tether yourself to reality? Maybe. Right at the moment, it's not getting cold here. No, it's pretty nice outside. It got cold last night, but I like that. I had the window cracked so that the cool breeze was hitting me. It's nice. Yeah, I want to be committed to the bosom of the Pacific Ocean, which I loved so well. What if God is real? Then what, atheist? Then I got some questions for him. I got some questions for him about his character. You would need a giant coffin. Yeah, there's a lot of meat on these bones, my friend. Need a giant oven too to roast me. God is a zebra. Cool. Do 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 do. You'll cut me up and burn me piece by piece. Cool. Trent Reznor did not die last night. Shut up. Fucking people. Think I wouldn't hear that until I was on Periscope. Your Trent is dead, and no one cares. Is that a pig on my beanie? It is. It's a little pig. See? He's a mischievous little pig. The Lucifer computer is 47% complete. Cool. Hurry up and build it already. Start that fucker up. Bring on the apocalypse. I like some Radiohead, yeah. I don't like all their stuff, but I like some of it. My favorite type of barbecue? I don't know. I like barbecue pulled chicken sandwiches. I think are really good. I like tri-tip, barbecued tri-tip. Pretty good. Bring on the nukes. I agree. Bring on the nukes. Let's bring them. I have seen Videodrome. It's pretty cool. Paranoid Android is a really good song. Yeah, I like that song. I still have the piggy from my old hat. I cut it out of the hat and threw the hat away, but I still have the pig. So one day I might sew it onto a new hat, you know. We'll see. Would I ever do a DP meetup in Japan? I don't plan the DP meetups, but if we did, I would love to go. What's the most visually ugly film you have ever seen? I don't know. I don't keep a catalog of shit like that in my brain. I've seen a lot of really, really ugly films, though. So I'd have to flip through them and pick the worst of the worst. Suicide Squad. Yeah, that movie was bad. I mean, it was visually interesting in some parts. I guess I'll give it that much, but for a movie, pretty bad. Especially for a movie as hyped up as it was. Suicide Squad, they've been pimping that for well over a year. As like, oh man, this is going to be the next big Batman franchise, man. All the villains get together, they kill, they get together to fight the other bad villains. because DC keeps trying to reboot Batman, and it's like they didn't figure out that they needed to make it like one of those movies where it's like you secure a cast and you pay them whatever you need to pay them. You know what I mean? Like to keep fucking Christian Bale. Like if you, I don't know. It's just like I can't go watch Ben Affleck be Batman. I'm sorry. I've already sat through. I've already sat through like who knows fucking how many different Batmans. Michael Keaton, and then it went to fucking George Clooney, I think, and then it went to fucking what's his name? I can't remember the fucking dork's name. I mean, there's been like 18 different fucking Batmans, so I'm over it. Yeah, Adam West was Batman on the old TV show. Val Kilmer was Batman. I mean, it's just, ugh. Yeah, there it is, Val Kilmer. That was the name that was eluding me. Yeah, I just don't. I can't do Batfleck. I can't do it, and I don't really want to do the whole Superman versus Batman thing. I haven't seen the movie yet. I've heard it's horrible. It just doesn't seem like they understand what people are looking for over at DC. Cocaine, ever tried it? Yes, I've tried it. It's not my thing, but I can see why people like it. They should just end the universe now and get Hamill to do the Joker in a new one. Well, I mean, I don't know about Hamill as the Joker. I mean, maybe. But I think certainly voicing the Joker, he's the best of the best of the best. The best, oh, the best. You don't like cocaine. It's just not a drug that I would go back and do again. I've tried it a couple of times in my life, and both times I've, not really liked it all that much. Paul, how do you Christopher Nolanize the Smurfs? I don't know. I don't even know. Is Christopher Nolan directing a Smurfs movie or some shit? I don't know. You've done a shitload of coke. Well, there's something to be proud of. I've done more coke than I weigh. Recreational weed in California will take effect in 2018. Cool. Sooner the better, man. Sooner the better. Ben should play the next Batman. Okay. I'll let him know to audition when they're having Batman tryouts. Heath was very overrated as the Joker. I don't think so, but I thought he did a fine job as the Joker. Paul, what was Brett Keane in a past life? I mean, I think that's obvious, right? I think the answer to that question is patently obvious on the face of things. Paul should be the Penguin. I could be the Penguin. I could be Oswald Cobblepot, dude. Ben is the cold. Ben is the night. What do you bench, bro? I bench the whole bench. Fuck with that. Fuck with that. I got to the point where I couldn't even get nothing off of normal benching, so I started benching the bench. I think we start moving into the new studio next week. Monday, if I'm not mistaken, is the first day that we can start setting shit up in the new studio. So I think that Monday will more than likely be the last day that the show is here in the temporary studio. And by Tuesday or by Wednesday's show, we should be up and running in the new studio, ironing out the bugs for the next 3 shows before the big 300th episode, where Paul wins a bunch of money. Spoiler alert, because I am going to take that money. Coming for that money. Coming for the money, Pimp Monk. Coming for the money, Repsian. Pretty confident I'll win, yeah. What's been explained to me does not seem like it is out of my wheelhouse to do pretty well at. I'm a decent trivia brain. I'm not brilliant at it, but I have a lot of, useless knowledge locked up here in the old noggin. I'm pretty good at guessing if there's multiple choice ones and shit. Repsian, I think he's probably going to fold to the pain before anything. And Pimp Monk, I think I got him beat in trivia. Repsian might be able to give me a run for my money in some trivia categories. But I'm not too worried about it. Let's put it that way. Did the universe begin when I was born? Yeah. I was born, and from my mother's vagina came a great explosion that created everything that you see. You respect me too much to watch me get beaten. Time to lose some respect. Time for episode 300. What can I do to make you respect me less? No, it's fine. Like, look, it's gonna suck, but I'll live. And if I get $3,000 or so out of the deal, then life is all the sweeter. Life is all the sweeter. There is a show tonight. If you go look at the Drunken Peasants page, it should be up and counting down. A couple more hours or so, and we'll be doing it. And yeah, Kyle Kulinski is on next Friday. So we'll be in the studio by then. And Mr. Secular Talk himself will be joining us for an episode, which is cool. It's been a long time since I was on an episode with him. I think the last time I was on was before I was even a drunken peasant, so... But he and I were on a show together, I think, and I told the anal cyst story. It grossed him out. I'll have to think of another really gross story to tell while he's there. I think it should become a tradition for me to gross out Kyle Kulinski every time he comes on the show. I'll have to think of another really gross story. Oh, you mean that story all about how my life got turned upside down? I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there and tell you how I became a prince of a town called Bel Air. That song? Or that story? I'll tell that story. There's a clip on Donald Trump of Fresh Prince. There's a clip of Donald Trump. Yeah, I know. He was on. He was on everything back in the 90s. What is a mestizo? Who are the Caucasioids? What is a Negroid? Find out in the space race. I didn't stutter. Wonder how security will be at Trump Tower. I don't know. Probably pretty high if he's still living there until the inauguration. Arabioid. Nice beard, thanks. Nice Twitter thing. My least favorite Tool album is 10,000 Days because it's not as good as the previous Tool albums, any of them. That stare, yeah, my empty face. Hey everybody, want some DMT? Yeah, it is a little creepy. I've noticed, but I've used it my whole life when I'm talking about somebody that's vacant, so it's my empty face. Pump Mink. Pump Mink. Yeah, that's what we're going to call him after this 300th episode, after Mistress Jen beats him into submission. It's going to be Pump Mink now. You are no longer Pump Monk, you are Pump Mink. What to you constitutes a good question? A question that allows me to be creative in my answer, and a question that I don't hear 50 times a day and answer 45 times a day. Like, I don't know, like thought-provoking questions, I guess. But not every question is, I don't know. I don't know what my criteria for a good question is, honestly. Sometimes I take a really bad question and I make a good answer out of it, and sometimes I take a really good question and make a bad answer out of it. Just, I just like questions, I guess. Can dogs look up? They can, yeah. Maybe not, like, as far as we can, but they can, yeah. Shave your beard to save your girlfriend, of course. Somebody was like, we have your love slave, Paul Zigo. Shave your beard or she dies. I would shave my beard, of course. What hand makes a clapping sound when you clap? Both hands make the clapping sound as they run into each other. What kind of question is that? Which hand makes the sound? I know, what is the... Yeah, is this a physics exam or something? Like, what is the first law of thermodynamics? A girl isn't worth a beautiful beard like mine. I disagree. I would shave this beard off for my woman. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm finally starting to feel awake. Oh. I did not wake up on the right side of the bed today. I was pissy when I woke up. Very, very pissy. Want Scotty to be part of the Wheel of Torture? Nope. He is one of the people who is making the rules and conceiving the questions for the Wheel of Torture, so he cannot be on the Wheel of Torture as a contestant. Would I get a bikini wax for her? I might get a bikini wax anyway, to be honest with you, dude. Keep it nice and fresh down there. There is never a girl, let's just put it this way. There is never a girl that when you drop your pants and produce a nice, cleanly shaven, good-smelling dick, goes, man, I wish I was sucking on a stinky, swampy, puby dick. So I might just get a fucking bikini wax anyway. I do smell nice. Right, of course, there's probably some girls out there that are just like, the stinkier the better, the swampier the better. I think most girls, though, prefer a groomed pubic area. I have crippled feet. May I send you pics? Weird. I don't know. No. I'm sorry about your feet, but no thank you. I'd rather not, I'd rather not see them. What kind of question is that? Do I like In-N-Out? Yeah. I like the hamburger chain In-N-Out too. In-N-Out. Are there any colors that evoke a smell in my mind? I don't think so. There's some smells that evoke colors, though. So, like I'll smell certain things and it makes me think of a color. Five Guys. Yeah, Five Guys is pretty good. What smells evoke what colors? Like, there's I'm trying to remember the name of the magnolia tree that has these big flowers on it. And the flowers are like this really light pink. And when I was little, my grandmother had those magnolia trees in her backyard. And I remember those flowers. I used to pick them. They were huge. I'd carry them around and play with them as a kid. And I used to smell them all the time. So that smell is now really attached not only to the memory of being in that backyard, but that color of the flowers. So when I smell magnolia blossoms, I immediately am like pink and... Do you use a beard shampoo? I use a balm. And I scrub, I rinse my beard and scrub it with water, and I use a beard oil and a balm and wax for when I go out to tame this down a little bit, the side shit. But the more time goes on, the better this gets. It used to stick like just straight out and like look strange because the rest of the beard hadn't filled in, but now it's starting to get longer and integrate into a fuller kind of beard. So, yep, rip Leonard Cohen. I heard about that last night. Pretty sucky. Favorite video game of the last 10 years? Probably Red Dead Redemption. Either Red Dead Redemption or Mass Effect 1 and 2. Want to have a fart off? Sure. You go first. Did hear about Red Dead Redemption 2. Favorite pizza toppings? Pepperoni, black olives, and mushrooms. That's my pizza right there. I do like pepperoni and jalapeno as well. But those are my go-tos right there. When you were a teacher, what did you teach? I wasn't a teacher. I was a technology specialist. So I was the guy that maintained all of the technology on campus. The server, the network, all the student computers, all the teacher laptops, projectors, Promethean boards, blah, 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 blah. And I was in charge of 3 campuses. So I wasn't a teacher. I just worked at the school. I'm pretty stoked for the Nintendo Switch. I don't know. If it's gimmicky and shitty, then no. But they've been pretty good. Like the Wii, I wasn't a big fan of the Wii, the first Wii. But it was a big hit. And I have a Wii U, and I really like the Wii U. So the Switch could be pretty cool. I know a lot about Macs. I was a Macintosh technician. I'm a certified Mac genius, or whatever they call it. We had to go through that training for my work because all of the computers in my school district were Macs. So I know a lot about Macintoshes because of that. I know a lot about PCs, too, because I've been working on them my whole life, basically. My dad built PCs back before most people even knew what a PC was. Yeah, the Wii U did get kind of shafted. With the Switch coming out, they're probably not going to develop much more for the Wii U. I mean, maybe the Wii U will interact with the Switch somehow, but I don't think so. It looks like a total replacement console, and that does kind of suck, because I think the Wii U had a lot more promise that it could have lived up to. I'm pretty good at Mario Kart 8, man. If I get to pick the route, because I got a few, you know, courses that I'm pretty fucking good at. The Donkey Kong course in Mario Kart 8, I can fuck with you. I might need a warm up run or two because it's been a while, but have I ever used Linux? Yeah. We used to like dual box MacBook Pros. Like we were trying to get around. You can probably imagine being an all Mac district that we ran into compatibility problems with things that teachers wanted to use a lot, and we played around with dual like having a dual boot partition where one of them was Linux, so that we didn't have to pay for the Windows, you know, shit. Well, so they had a Linux partition and a Mac partition, and it was weird, the workaround to get that to work, and it didn't work very well. So, but yes, I have played around a lot with Linux. Play around a lot with computers. I actually am not the guy that picks Rainbow Road. You got me pegged wrong. I'm the guy that fucking screams when somebody else picks Rainbow Road. Linux sucks. Nowadays, I think Linux is becoming more and more of a just kind of a something for geeks to tinker around with. But at some points, Linux has been a better option than Mac OS and Windows. I suck at Rainbow Road, so I don't know off the top of my head what I just got a new PC, and it's actually here in Washington. I just haven't unboxed it yet because I don't have a desk or a monitor for it yet. But I'll let you know what those specs are. It's pretty nice. I just got a new PC for video editing and gaming and streaming and all of that shit. And it's pretty badass. Thoughts on Alienware? I don't know. Those pre-built PC places are pretty good if you don't want to take the time and build a PC yourself, or if you want to have it like really professionally wired and you don't think you're all that good at that. You know, you can get a pretty good deal there if you know how to do it, but you're still going to pay way more than building it yourself. Any games I'm excited to play? I mean, the new Red Dead Redemption that was announced pretty recently. Mass Effect Andromeda. What else is coming up? I don't know. Can't really think of anything else on the horizon that I'm super looking forward to. Quality of games has been low in recent years. I kind of agree. I don't know. Any laptop I'd recommend. It depends on what you need a laptop for. If you want a gaming laptop, you want a work laptop, you want a student laptop, I mean, the answers to those questions are probably all different. But no, I don't have any specific laptop that you can go buy on my recommendation for any of those things. But, you know, I would know how to look for those different things. Do I play any instruments? I played trumpet and flugelhorn when I was young. Not very well, so I could probably still pick it up and play a little bit. I took piano lessons when I was a kid, so I can still tinker around on the piano a little bit. But for the most part, the answer to that question is no. Twampet. Hey, P-Way, let me see your twampet. Let me see your twampet. Vader 2.0, yeah, that's what it is, dude. I know, it's awesome, isn't it? Dun, 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 boom, boom, boom. Pretty cool bomb. That's Vader 2.0. It doesn't have the Vader bowl on it right now, though, so I guess it's not actually Vader. It's Vader with his mask off. You are a member of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Legal tobacco situation. All gray and gross. Favorite Star Wars game? My personal favorite Star Wars game was way back in the day on the PC. There was a game called TIE Fighter, or X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. I think there were actually two different games, but my favorite was TIE Fighter, where you got to play like as an Imperial TIE Fighter guy, and you got to work your way up through the ranks, and like you could fly missions next to Vader's, like, you know, TIE Fighter variant, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool game. Pretty old now, though. You guys cornered Brett on the weed tobacco thing. Yeah, I know. So stupid. He's so dumb. He thinks people don't see through his manatee bullshit. But they do. You think Brett just smokes trash? Like he picks through the garbage and tears up a bunch of cups and like empty ice cream containers and smokes that. Oh man, just that bong, man. It's easy to overestimate your lung capacity when pulling on that bong. It's got a stiff draw, so it's hard to cycle the bong. So if you go in pulling weak, then you end up with a giant lung full of smoke. Oh man. Yeah, I got a show tonight. And this weekend, I think my friend Jason is going to come and chill for a day, hang out and smoke. And then next week, we're moving, man. Moving to the new studio. And then the week after that is episode 300. I mean, it's like right there. It's right there. Episode 300. Repsian's already hung out over here. He was here last week, chilling before the election. Took a bunch of mushrooms with us and chilled. Yeah, Rep lives in Seattle, so he's pretty close here. You should do a Periscope on DP. Yeah. Well, once we're in the new studio and shit, I may, because I'll be there a lot, so I may do Periscopes from in there, and you guys might get to see a little back end. Probably not, though. Probably not a whole lot. I'm sure Ben will, once everything's set up, will want to do like a tour of the studio on the show and show everybody, so. Gragas, cool. I'll take that compliment. I'd love to be a big, giant, beer-bellied weirdo that runs around drinking beer and throwing barrels at people. I'll take it. I guess that's kind of what this is. A little pre-show. I certainly use it that way, like to warm up my voice and then get all the coughs out and all the morning garbage. Have I ever tried haggis? No, I've never had the opportunity, but I would. I'll try anything, pretty much anything once. Can't believe there are almost already 300 episodes. I know. I can't believe that I'm coming up on a year being on the fucking show. That's fucking crazy to me. In January or February, I think it'll be 1 year that I've been full-time on the show. That's pretty nuts. It's just accelerating too, man. I mean, especially when you first started watching DP, they were still doing like one show a week. But now that it's 3 shows a week, dude, I remember looking at like the 300th episode and going, man, that's so fucking far away. And it wasn't. 3 episodes a week adds up. Just pretty soon, here it is. You're dusting the whole house? Cool. Have fun with that, baby. I encourage that kind of fun. Dust the whole house. Clean the kitchen, too, while you're at it. Have fun. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been really cool. And I'm just, like, not to get too sentimental about it, but I'm really happy that, like, things worked out and I was able to stay on the show, because it was up in the air. There was never a promise to me that, hey, we're going to keep you on the show. It was like, hey, we're going to try it out and see what the people think, see what the show's like with you. And, I gave it my best, and it's cool to be a year into that. And, instead of them going, yeah, you know what, Paul, it's not really working out, they're going, hey, man, we need to get you moved down here so you can be, on the show. That's a good feeling. I'm easily the best part. I don't believe that's true, but thank you for the compliment. You're lucky Milo wasn't your first episode. Yeah, that would not have been a good... Luckily, I had a little bit of respect in the bank when the Milo episode happened, right? Whatever. I liked the Milo episode. Even with all the shit I got about it, I thought it was an interesting conversation. And, I thought it was... it was interesting to see him defend himself against his own arguments a couple of times. Which happened a couple of times during the night. And, I like him too, man. I think he's a funny dude. I think he's really intelligent. I think as a media personality, he's interesting. Everybody's a hypocrite, man. Milo's one, yeah, but everybody walks in hypocrisy, probably, on some level or another. But, I think Milo's an interesting guy. People thought, I think, it was a lot more contentious than I thought it was. Now, maybe it was for him. Like, maybe Milo thought it was really contentious. But at the end of that show, I remember thinking, like, cool. We had a good conversation. We had some back and forth. He made some good points. I made some good points. The other guys all made good points. It's a fun show. Interesting guest. And then, of course, I visited the subreddit and looked at the comments. And I was like, uh-oh. Public perception of this episode's a little different than what I thought it was going to be. Let's see here. Fire Paul's ego. Oh, and there's 7,200 upvotes on that. Let's go down a little farther. Paul's ego has now ruined the show. Okay. Seems like I tried too hard to create contention, but I just wanted to be entertaining. I think that kind of I always try and create contention amongst guests. Maybe it just didn't come off as good with Milo. The other episode that I think people didn't think I did well on was the Kraut and Tea episode, which I didn't think, once again, towards the end of that episode, I didn't think was anywhere near as contentious as people thought it was. But, contentiousness with a guest gets you a different, level of reaction than you'd get if you're just trying to kiss their ass. So, whatever. But, like some guests, like Bering, like I didn't go after Bering. I liked the dude. I couldn't help it, you know. But I'm up against a guest who I'm ideologically or politically or whatever opposed to in some way, um, it's pretty easy to take it there and see what they've got. The Razor Fist gun debate was contentious. I agree, and I enjoyed it too. I think a lot of people think that I don't like the guy, especially after that. They're like, "Man, Paul, you're mean to Razor Fist and Paul don't like each other," and I think the opposite is probably true. If you watched the last episode when we got Razor Fist on, he and I were laughing and fucking cutting up together and shit. I like the dude. I don't agree with him on some shit, but I like him nonetheless. Yeah, like Scotty and TJ don't get into huge fight. I know. I mean, look, contentiousness is a part of the show. Sometimes I bring it, sometimes TJ brings it, sometimes Ben brings it, sometimes Scotty brings it, sometimes Salvador comes down the stairs and brings it, but sometimes a guest brings it. But there's almost always contentiousness on the show. The episode shows you were going to be a permanent member was the Brett one. And see, that was well before I was even considered for that was well before I was even considered for like a Friday spot on the show. They just called me out of the blue for that episode. I didn't even know it was happening. And like TJ had my cell phone number and sent me a text like, "Hey man, you want to come on the show in about an hour?" And I was like, "Sure, what's up?" And he's like, "Yeah, we got Brett." And I was like, "Okay." That was all I knew going into that one. Who here remembers when TJ and Scotty got into a fight over spilling weed? Probably everybody, because it happened like 4 episodes ago. Don't act like that's like some deep, distant memory. you, you guys remember back in the day when DP covered that Trump-Clinton election? Oh, it was crazy, man. You guys remember that? You guys remember that, dude? That shit was crazy dope. I will be right back. I'm gonna go pack a bowl. Don't touch that dial. I'm gonna grab something to drink, pack a bowl. Give me 1 minute. Probably gonna be wrapping up soon anyway, because the guys will get here, but I'll come back and smoke a bowl with you before I go. I'll be right back. What up, y'all? It's starting to get dark. The sun is going down here in Seattle. You know what happens when the sun goes down. Dude, Ben, you're in perfect time to smoke a bowl with me, dude.
Sweet.
Let's smoke a bowl.
All right.
I'm gonna take greens. Just pack this fucking thing, dude.
Cool. Oh man.
This lighter fucking sucks.
I think I have a better one.
Yeah, if it's got a better one, I'll take it.
Oh, hey guys.
Here, I got a decent net. Whoa!
What the fuck? Oh, sorry. I thought you passed it down.
TJ did.
I didn't realize. Sorry.
TJ just walked up and just snagged the ball out of Ben's hands, dude.
Yeah, I did want it to break.
I thought it was. It actually is kind of broken, dude.
Is
Is
it?
it?
Did you notice that? Look. See that one's wobbling, and this one's totally steady.
Oh.
Oh well.
It's not like it's gonna fall all the way over because it's got
No,
glass
it's-
encasing it. But
Yeah,
it kinda
maybe it's
sucks
just
anyway.
maybe both of them will do that.
Yeah, I kind of hope the other one does do it, so it's
At least homogenous.
even.
I'm trying to avoid like spitting everywhere. You know? Yeah, I probably should.
That's what I do when I when I get that undeniable urge to spit.
Yeah. I was getting that cough really hard.
When you were smoking cigarettes more, did you spit a lot when you smoked?
Yeah.
I did too. I've broken myself of that habit, but it took me a long time because I was like a heavy fucking. I'd sit and spit all day.
I was gonna ask your opinion, and I don't even care if we're on Periscope.
Oh, okay.
It's should we do some more live news feed tonight?
I don't know. Like, what it is what's going on worth covering?
Okay, well, we have a new president that like half the country absolutely hates.
Right. Oh, no. I mean,
Riots and shit, and like-
yeah. I mean, like, we're probably going to cover a news
Oh,
story
for
about the
sure.
riots and shit.
Yeah.
And we're probably. I figured we'd probably talk a little bit about
Dude, why don't
the
we-
last
we could just
episode.
check in, and if it doesn't work, we'll just turn tune out.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
We'll
Having
set it up to have, and if
having
if
that
we
program
try and it
is
sucks, we'll just be like, eh.
yeah, dude. Having that program is not a bad thing.
Wow, dude. Went to that ramen place again. Wasn't even where we intended to go, but we were going there. I got the spicy ramen there. So good.
Yeah, that's what I got last
It
time.
was so fucking
I got the spicy chicken ramen. Yeah.
No, I just got the regular spicy ramen.
Oh, okay.
But it was awesome. It was so tasty. Oh,
Yeah, that place is bomb. Like, Ashley loves that shit. Like, she's gonna be in fucking heaven down here.
dude, there's so much Asian food around.
All that Asian shit, like all the weird little fucking Asian boutique shops and shit.
I think like 30 or 40% of the population around here is Asian.
Yeah, I know. Like like that sushi place blew her mind. There's nothing like that in Texas. Like even in Fresno, the first place I ate sushi at was one of those track places.
Yeah, I mean like.
But she'd never been to something like that.
For a weeaboo chick, I mean like this place is way better than fucking
Texas.
San Antonio, fucking.
Yeah, I agree. But she's into all that shit. She loved that ramen place was great, dude. I'll go there all the time. Because you know what, dude? On top of it, it was cheap.
It's not
Yeah. Like getting a bowl of ramen there with a side is
It's like $9.
yeah, it's $9. Yeah,
And that's a whole meal. Like you sit there, you eat that, you're full.
Yeah.
I'm full right now.
yeah, dude. If you go with two people, each of you gets a bowl of ramen, and you maybe split some pot stickers or something, you're not leaving. You probably won't even eat all of it.
Yeah, you ain't leaving hungry. I didn't finish all my broth. I was like, I'm too full.
Yeah, dude. I got down to the broth too, and I was like, I can't. There's just no room for this. But oh man, the ramen. What's that place called?
Fucking it's some Japanese word. I don't remember.
Huh? Yeah, it's
It's really good.
yeah, it's really close by here too.
Check it out.
Whoa.
Light.
I look like
What's
Kane.
What's the name of that ramen place, dude?
Come from the darkness to light.
Okay, what's that ramen place called? You know?
Is it
TQ or something.
Kazuki or something?
Kazuki?
No, that's
Ain't right.
that's
Chapasshole.
let me look. ramen.
Dude, this lighting makes me look fucking sinister, man.
Sinister.
Let me take a look.
It is Kazuki.
It is? Okay. I guess
Kazuki ramen and Highdeas, Bellevue.
In time, you will all come to bend to my will.
Bow before
Yeah, I got a red one and a black one.
It's mine now.
All right, I'll leave you with.
Bow
I
before
was gonna say you can have one if you want it.
The pulpit of Palpatine.
I bought like 3 of
It would be
these.
kind of cool if you wore the black one and I wore the red one for a show, though.
Yeah, we could do that. The black one's upstairs. I just gotta go get it.
The flame.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty awesome.
Paul is lumpy as a colon.
Well, I mean, like, I don't want to presume, like, know things about your internal, like, life and shit.
Yeah.
You seem way happier here.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you have no idea.
from when you arrived to now, it's like almost like a totally different kind of person.
I'm way just like, look, being near my work, I have a lot of anxiety. And when I'm distant from the people that I work with, even though you guys have never given me cause to worry about like how I'm doing and shit.
Naturally do.
I do, because you're distant, right? Like you're not even though you're part of the shows, I'm not part of it. You know, like when you guys are here planning shit, I'm not here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being here has alleviated a huge anxiety off of my shoulders with that, because being involved, I see that you guys really are interested in my input and shit, and like I'm actually a part of the show, which I should have known before, but being here has kind of clicked for me. And then just like the climate's better, having access to good bud, I mean, increases my quality of life immeasurably because it helps with all this shit. So,
Yeah, and like I said, I don't want to presume, but like,
No.
you just seem like way more like your mentality is better since you've like been here and shit.
yeah.
I mean, it kind of went back down a little bit after Ashley left because obviously you're missing her and stuff.
Sure, yeah. But no,
Only temporary things.
of course. No, I mean, it's the trajectory's up.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel way better having been here for now a couple of weeks.
Yeah, dude.
And I have a feeling that that's just going to continue to get better as I stay here and continue to work and get established.
I think the feeling you have is pretty much the feeling I'll have when we move here. First, you know, obviously when you were somewhere new, you have some trepidation. You're like, oh no.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
but then, you know,
like for me, moving here, which was kind of always the plan eventually, was just like this distant, hopeful thing. And now it's an act. Like now that I'm here and we've talked to you guys and we've gone and seen some of the places.
Yeah.
And I've been in the area, it's more real. Like it's a tangible thing. Like where the gears are in motion to get me here.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Which,
And plus, you know, you might get to see some cool apocalyptic shit if the volcano goes.
that's true, dude. Dude, there's a view when I was riding with Ben to that sushi place.
Yeah.
There's a road that you can drive down. You can see fucking Rainier off in the distance, and that's all it is it's Rainier. It's not all the rest of the mountains.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, dude, how big that thing is.
Dude, just
You know,
wait
seeing
until
it,
the summer.
You're seeing it from like 3 hours
Yeah,
away.
dude, wait
No, I
until
know.
the summer, dude. Like, there's some drives we can take. Like, we saw some crazy views of Rainier.
Dude, I want to go to Rainier in the summer. Like when the weather's nice and shit, and you can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it.
If I can just go for a day and have a picnic or something shit out, like
Oh, yeah.
I'll pack a picnic basket. Fuck.
Let's do it. Sounds fun to me.
But yeah, dude, it looks.
Oh, like, maybe
Dude,
we'll go,
can
maybe
you
we'll
imagine
go
if that thing blew the view from here we'd have?
Yeah.
It'd
Oh,
be
that's an amazing
fucking
view.
crazy.
The great thing is, like, I mean, we get ash out here, but we would survive.
We would get buried in ash. I mean, we would survive, but there would be so much ash that it would shut the shit down.
Like, you know, we'd be like...
We'd be
stoked.
waist deep in ash.
Yeah, I mean, like, we got enough food to, like, live and shit while it's going on, but...
Yeah, but I mean, who knows? Like, if the filters and shit get clogged, water plants go down, then the water stops, then panic set. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, but you bury a city in waist deep ash, there's going to be panic and fire and crime and death and murder and mayhem.
It's gonna be cool.
Dude, a lot of people went through that during Katrina when everything everything goes away, and people start. I mean, really, it's in a sense it is some people were looting, but some people were just like there's fucking scavenging because at that point there's no running water. You don't know where your next meal is going to come
honestly,
from.
like,
and you stay in the city.
There was a lot of people who were doing really good stuff, too, like going around with water and, like, giving it out to people
Sure.
and shit.
And I mean, depending on
You
how
see, like, the best and the worst of humanity during those times.
Rainier goes too, we could get more than ash here. If it's a big explosion like St. Helens was, we could get pelted with chunks of fucking flaming rock from the sky.
That'd be cool.
From Bellevue,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think.
Dude,
They probably wouldn't make it quite out here, but
Fucking St. Helens threw shit like that into the stratosphere,
yeah.
and it fell fucking miles away.
Yeah.
I think
It just happened that St. Helens was way farther out in the fucking wilderness.
everything I've read about this area, I think this area would definitely be affected very severely. But I mean that I don't know. That's a thing more of chance, like what kind of eruption it has, where where it blows.
Well, you guys are sitting on
Cool thing
two-time
about-
bombs here.
The cool thing about volcanoes, though, like, it's not like you don't get any warning. Like, there actually would probably be like a couple days. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
there would
shit,
be.
It's acting up.
Yeah,
Everybody, you better get the fuck out.
It was like Pompeii.
Sure.
Pompeii people had about a day or two to get out. And
They just didn't know any better.
They just didn't know any better.
But I mean, there could be like a huge earthquake and shit, and the subduction zone too, and like
That's the other time bomb you guys are sitting on is the Pacific subduction zone, the North Pacific.
And, I mean, really, yeah,
If that shit
it's a matter of
goes,
time.
we're all fucking dead. That we don't survive that one. Like, there's a petrified forest that I want to go to here that scientists had no idea why it existed. It's out in the middle of a marsh, and it's all these trees that are leaning like this, and they're all dead.
Yep.
And then once they, studied, and all the geologists found out about the subduction zone and shit, and found out that it had gone 3 or 4 times over the course of human history, it just washes out the entire fucking coast about 6 miles inland.
Yep.
We might be high enough up to avoid it.
Maybe.
But it
I
would
mean,
certainly,
it would-
even if it didn't kill us, it would fuck our shit up for a while.
Oh yeah, there would be devastation everywhere.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of fucking just dead people, animals, just total
There's
mass
almost nowhere.
destruction.
There's almost nowhere you can go on Earth where you're free from natural disaster, though.
Yeah, but there's some places that are better for
like
that.
Ohio was like, we're not really worried about it.
Well, I mean, Ohio has the Yellowstone caldera, though. I mean, everybody's sitting on that time
Oh,
bomb.
Yellowstone, Ohio, that's pretty far. That's like
The Yellowstone caldera goes, the whole fucking United States is dead.
no,
Dude,
I studied it. No, that's not true.
Dude, it's gonna block out the sun with ash for like 3,000 days.
Where's the source of this information? Because
I've read about it my whole life.
I've read about it too. I don't.
All right.
I think we have some. I think
We have some contrary sources.
Yeah,
But what I've heard is
I mean,
that
I don't know. You could be right.
what
I
I've
don't
heard
know.
about it is that everyone within 200 miles dead,
Immediately.
immediately dead.
Yeah, I've heard people that
And
right
I heard it's
near
going
it
to kick
will
up
be
ash and it's going to fucking ruin crops.
But
for
as far as
years.
Ohio,
There's gonna be mass
it would be
starvation.
about, no, that would be the bigger problem. The bigger problem would not be necessarily the blast, because that would have a huge.
Yeah,
impact.
no, I didn't mean it's gonna completely
Oh,
destroy the United States in the explosion.
Oh, okay, I thought
No,
that's what you were saying.
TJ's right. 200 miles around the blast radius, you're dead. Immediately.
What I read was more
it's
about
not just
50
going to be. It's
miles.
not just going to be the U.S. that has.
No.
It's gonna be
The whole planet. Yeah, the whole
Oh.
planet is going to go dark for a few hundred days.
or some shit.
Long enough to kill crops and starve people.
Oh, there's going to be if that happens.
I mean, places that are already having food problems are going to
Oh, yeah,
immediately
they're-
start starving.
yeah, they're gonna start
And then places like the United States, that have massive stockpiles of food, are going to eventually get to the point where we don't got enough. There's no sun to grow the fucking crops.
Yep.
The air outside is going to be so fucking dusty and toxic during that people aren't going to be able to work out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's death. That's how the planet dies.
That's not how it died.
I don't think it's
this
how it
happened
dies.
before. You
Yeah.
probably have, there'd be extinctions.
There would
and it
definitely
fuck
be.
shit up.
There'd
pretty
be a lot of
bad.
extinction.
I don't think it's happened in human history.
No, it has. Well, no, it has.
It has.
It actually
In
has.
the Yellowstone is gone in human history.
Not Yellowstone, but an equivalent volcano.
Oh, okay.
A super
Wasn't
volcano.
that
Okay.
when humanity was pushed to the brink of extinction?
It
too?
was.
Yeah. So.
It nearly destroyed us.
Right. Then, and maybe now we're
I don't-
more
I think we'd
numerous.
survive. I think we would survive.
It would reset society in a
Oh,
big
yeah.
way.
You would probably go from a population. I mean, I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass, but
7
my guess
billion
would be
to-
you go from 7 billion people to maybe 3. Or
Oh yeah, you'd lose. I think we'd lose at least half the
You'd
people
lose,
on the
like,
planet.
half the
You would lose a
population,
lot of people.
especially
At least.
in places like Africa.
Oh, yeah, they'd be the first to die.
Any region with a lot of instability, they would be the first to be fucked.
I mean, places that rely on imports to sustain their population for food are the first ones to go.
People would start. People would start having to have home gardens where they use
People
But people would start stealing from that
Oh
shit.
yeah, they would.
They'd have to protect that garden.
Crime would be terrible. There'd be raiders. There'd be marauders. There'd be shit.
I mean, it would be the end of the world as we know it. Maybe not the end of the human species.
You're right. It definitely would be that.
Oh yeah.
And that could happen in our lifetimes.
It could happen any fucking second.
Yep, it could happen right now.
Actually, they another thing though is like even with the super volcano in Yellowstone, there probably would be some advance warning because they're constantly watching that.
Yeah, but I mean, the advance warning doesn't matter. I mean, maybe it saves some of the people in the 200-mile blast radius, but it doesn't save the planet.
No,
we're still all fucked.
We're still set
We'd
for
still,
hard times.
we might know a couple weeks ahead of time that Yellowstone is acting weird. You know, the fucking Old Faithful has been going off continuously now for 48 straight hours. That's when we know.
It's like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We're in trouble.
I mean, well, even if you look at like the climate we have now, I mean, we have climate change going on, we have global warming going on, but also we're going to have, I mean, this climate we're in now, I think it's scheduled to last roughly about 40,000 years, and then we can have a new ice age. We can have, I mean, there's any number of events that can happen.
Oh, we're on like magnetic pole reversals have happened at least 3 times in Earth's history.
Yeah, those are set to. I mean, it's more than that. I think they happen every like 250,000 years.
Oh yeah. You're right. It is way more than that.
Cyclic. That probably won't do much though. I mean, like some of our technology will be fucked up by it, but it's not really gonna like.
That wouldn't be as bad as like a super.
It's a cap. Well, no. It's gonna be another one of those things because if the poles reverse, it's not just magnetics that happen.
Yeah.
The whole fucking ocean goes insane. Like we're talking about the North Pole becoming the South Pole.
Yeah.
That
pretty much instantly too.
That's gonna cause untold amounts of like tsunamis and crazy ocean shit. There's going to be earthquakes, volcanoes are going to erupt. It's going to, like, it churns up everything inside the planet.
Really? I mean, I don't know. I mean, from what I've read, it really wouldn't have much effect beyond just magnetics and shit, but maybe you're right. Because I haven't really studied that much.
I don't know,
but
maybe
what
I'm
I read
wrong.
said that it wouldn't really have much of an effect. I mean, like, it'd fuck up some technology and stuff, but not much beyond that.
Sure. Well, hopefully you're right. That's one thing we can check off
I
our
mean,
list.
like, the thing is, we don't really know what happened. I mean, like, no one really knows what happened.
Because we haven't lived through one.
We've never lived through it. It's never been documented by science. What happens when the poles reverse? We just know it's happened a bunch of times in Earth's history.
Yeah.
And it's due. It's actually past due. So, like, it could happen. That's another thing that could happen in our lifetimes. Probably won't, but it could.
I wouldn't say it's past due. I would just say, from a human perspective, maybe, like, we don't know, like, we thought we could predict.
I mean, you have to remember how small our lives are in the
Well,
geological time.
yeah. I mean, we're people are all going like we're due for a mass extinction, but we're living in one. Like, the biggest mass extinction since the last mass extinction is currently happening.
Yeah.
Species are disappearing at a rate that's...
because of us. I mean,
right, but
we're the catalyst.
This is the human era. This is basically the human epoch, is what they're looking at. It's really, I mean, look what we've done to the environment and how much we've changed everything. I mean, like, we totally dominate this planet. All the other animals have no chance. If humans tomorrow say, let's kill this vole or something, the vole's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, we basically have total control over the
there's a shitload of potential disasters we could see in our lifetimes. Nuclear war, that's not that.
There's lots of
obscure a possibility.
Although now Putin is super happy about Trump. He immediately came out and said he's ready to normalize relations with the United States.
One of the few things, that was one of the things that really actually did have me kind of pulling for Trump, is because Hillary is like saber rattling against Russia, and he's like, we should be friends with Russia. And I'm like, I agree with him.
If we can be, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
if it's possible, yeah.
Why should we be enemies? I mean, I understand we have there's some conflicts over like who gets what parts of the Middle East and shit, but
if we can work that out with words and not warheads, I'm for that.
I mean, I don't want to fucking be aggressive towards Russia. I mean, because
I'd rather not die in a big nuclear fireball.
Well, Donald's policies, because all the policies he's proposed are to increase the military.
Yeah.
Which that always has a geopolitical effect, because when you start, if Donald's saying let's build more tanks, let's build more fucking.
Of course, but one of the problems that Hillary has with Russia is that Russia's doing the same thing.
Of course.
And they're trying to sanction Russia. Yeah, Russia's been
Russia is really a country that's in crisis in a lot of respects. I mean, their economy is not doing very well. They're overly dependent on.
Well, they just came out of completely dissolving as a country and then reincorporate. You know what I mean? Like in the '80s and shit, when the fucking wall fell.
Well, and also their population is dropping. So Russia really needs the military strength to keep up its any sort of
Oh yeah.
Geopolitical presence.
Well, they have a right. If we have a right to build up our fucking military to insane levels, they have a right to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I don't see why we want to position ourselves as oppositional to Russia.
Yeah,
We've been down that fucking road, and it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, all that does is just put the world on the brink of fucking chaos.
I mean, honestly, like, I really, like, I don't like Putin. I don't think he's a good person, and I don't think he's good.
Like Russian culture.
I don't like Russian culture. I don't think things are good politically in Russia, but...
They're, like, you know, like, there's guys... You know, you read stories in Russia, like, these guys will, like, find, like, teenage kids who are, like, gay or bi-curious or confused or whatever.
And trap them, basically.
You know, get them to come somewhere and then kill them, and then
well, there's
like, encouraged, and it's not even
also,
like...
I mean, there's...
Of Russian neo-Nazis basically killing people, like, oh...
Outside of all that, there's this rampant, like, flesh trade in Russia, where women and lots of young girls are abducted, sold into sex slavery...
So, brought to Europe.
Brought in from the Balkans and shit, and just fucking sold all over Europe. You know, so there are things about Russia, I don't like, but we're not Russia. And if I've got a choice on one hand of saber rattling against Russia, and a choice on the other hand of diplomacy with Russia, I'm gonna pick diplomacy first. Maybe there's shit that it can't be worked out, but I'm willing to give it a try. I want to talk about it. If we can be friendly and have good relations with Russia diplomatically, I choose that.
The Russians are very hard to deal with because it's not... Because, I mean, like, I understand what you're saying. I think a lot of people in the U.S. have really adopt more of, like, what you guys are saying. But the Russians are fucking... They really are just, like... They in a sense, I don't think they really like peace that much. Like, they don't want annihilation.
Right.
The Russians are always playing games. And they've done it the entire time. Through the Cold War, through everything. They've always been
maybe Trump is the right guy to deal with that.
I mean, not saying the U.S.
I think
they definitely do.
I think people oftentimes overestimate too the power and influence of Russia. Russia has power and influence in one area, and that's nuclear weaponry. Right? They've got tons of that, but their economy is about the size of Brazil's economy. It's tiny.
It's tiny. It's not good.
So they're not like this big geopolitical force. The Chinese, on the other hand, are gearing up. I mean, they've been gearing up. They're already a huge economy, and they're going to continue to grow exponentially because it's just going to happen. And how Trump deals with that, I think, is going to be way more important than how he deals with Russia.
The Chinese are not really looking to be warmongers.
Because
what they're looking to do is
economic domination.
Economic domination.
Right. And you look at our trade deals right now with China, they're awful. I mean, the import tariffs are non-existent on their shitty Chinese
shit.
They're
written for corporations. They're written to benefit corporations.
Well, so corporations can ship their fucking manufacturing plants over there and pay Chinese people pennies on the dollar, and import their fucking shitty-made fucking sub-quality goods.
It's going to backfire because wages in China are rising, debt in China is rising. There's empty cities in China. Look, people want to make China out to this unstoppable beast, but China has a lot of fucking.
Oh yeah, no, it does. It's still having growing pains.
Like every country, there's a lot of problems, and the more income people get in China, the more they're questioning. They're already questioning the Chinese government a lot more. So
the Chinese government is moderated hugely. I mean, to allow all of this corporate business and shit.
Because that's the double-edged sword. If they let the business in, then the businesses start to get power. Then the people.
It's already happened.
Yeah, and then the communist quote-unquote government will fall away at some point.
But see, but I think that it's already the Chinese government is being so smart. Like, they're like, look, we're still going to be a communist government. We're still going to keep the power structure intact, but we're going to allow capitalism. And we're just going to regulate it and take a piece of the pie. People are getting filthy fucking rich. Yeah, there's a lot of problems. But if you want to talk about somebody...
Actually, corporate accountability is a lot better in China.
Of course it is.
Yeah, but people get executed in China for doing
something.
Remember the dog
they get
scandals?
Sentenced to execution, but usually they're not actually executed.
A lot of them do get executed. Some of them, like remember the dog food scandal? Well, some people that work in those factories killed themselves because they didn't want to be sentenced to death.
Whatever. If you're looking at a country that's going to be an economic superpower, certainly going for China's the one. China and to a lesser extent, I think, like South Korea.
Those fucking spiders. Same fucking kind too.
But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off now because we probably got to get ready for the show. So peace out, everybody.